Thunderstorms, like many types of weather phenomena, can be dramatic, illuminating the skies and inspiring folklore, legends and songs. Lesser known is the impact thunderstorms can have on health. Since first formally recorded in 1983, there have been instances where thunderstorm activity has been linked to increases in people reporting symptoms of asthma and seeking medical attention for issues with their breathing. These episodes are termed thunderstorm asthma. We don't fully understand why these events trigger breathing problems, and this makes it very difficult to predict when they are likely to happen. However, the airflow within a thunderstorm system is thought to be important. Thunderstorms form when warm, wetter air on the Earth's surface is beneath much cooler air higher in the atmosphere. The warm air rises quickly, known as updraft, which causes the cool air to flow down towards the ground, known as downdraft. As the warm air rises, it cools, and the moisture condenses into clouds and water molecules. As the cold air, downdraft, falls to the ground, increasing pressure generates a strong crosswind on the surface. This surface wind blows across grass and plants, picking up pollen grains and fungal spores, tiny biological particles by which fungi reproduce, which are carried on air currents. This is thought to be the reason why more pollen is in the atmosphere during a thunderstorm than you might expect. It is then hypothesized that the pollen and/or spores are caught in the updraft and get pulled up into the clouds and storm system. The excess moisture in the clouds enter into the pollen grains and fungal spores, causing them to break apart into smaller granules and/or other particles. Rain then brings the tiny microparticles down from the clouds to ground level, where the microparticles can be inhaled deep into the lungs, causing breathing problems. In addition to the meteorological factors described, there are also environmental and individual factors which have been associated with these episodes. Environmental factors include relatively high levels of pollen and/or fungal spores, usually following a period of warm and humid days. The largest thunderstorm asthma event recorded globally occurred in Melbourne, Australia on Monday, 21 November 2016. This was the first hot day of the year, with temperatures in the high to mid 30 degrees Celsius, following a wet and warm spring. A severe thunderstorm warning was issued mid-afternoon. The storm moved from the west of the state of Victoria, with the storm front moving across the region of Melbourne from about 1700 hours. From about 1800 hours, the healthcare sector saw a surge in patients complaining of shortness of breath, with respiratory or asthma-related symptoms. The ambulance service, hospitals and emergency departments, general healthcare providers, all felt the strain of increased service use, which continued into the following morning. Ambulance calls saw a 73% increase in call-outs. Emergency department presentations increased by 58%. The number of people presenting with breathing issues increased by 672%. Asthma-related hospital admissions increased by 992%, resulting in 30 intensive care unit admissions. Following a coroner's inquest, 10 deaths were associated with the event. In England, the first recorded episode of thunderstorm asthma occurred in Birmingham in July 1983, and there have been a number of recorded events across the country since. Most recently, a potential episode of thunderstorm asthma was detected by UKHSA's real-time syndromic surveillance systems in June 2021. Syndromic surveillance is a tool we use to collect information about the general public's health and to see in real time each day whether there are any diseases which are following an unusual trend, like a sudden increase at an unexpected time of year. May 2021 was generally cool and wet in England, whilst June 2021 saw a prolonged period of above-average temperatures. Pollen levels at the time were consistently high or very high in all areas of England. On the 17th of June, severe thunderstorms were forecast across the southeast and east of England as the warm period of weather broke down and gave way to a weather front moving in from the southwest, resulting in a yellow, "Be aware," thunderstorm warning being issued by the Met Office. During this time, we noted large spikes in indicators for asthma and breathing difficulty across several of UKHSA's syndromic surveillance systems, including NHS emergency calls and emergency department attendances. The spikes observed were most notable in patients aged 15 to 45 years old, and across London and the southeast and east of England. This was one of the most significant events of its kind detected by these syndromic systems. For example, emergency department attendances for asthma increased by 560% on the 17th of June, compared to the average number of weekday daily attendances during the previous 4 weeks.